Okay, so the Acolyte, episode 8, the finale. So I don't really know where to start because this episode alone is terrible. The worst thing that I've ever seen. And throughout the show, we've seen all the lore-breaking moments, like Ki-Adi-Mundi and the I am a Sith, and all the Jedi dying. But now, confirming that they were created by the Force, Osha and May. Even though that's not supposed to even be possible for one being to manipulate the Force to create a soul, let alone split the soul in half to make two different beings. They bring Plagueis into the mix. Darth Plagueis is peering behind this rock, watching Osha and Kamir walk off, and he's watching them. Basically, what the majority of us are thinking is that Plagueis got the idea of manipulating the Force to create a being from the twins, from Osha and May. Even though he's technically not even supposed to be born yet, or if he was, he would be a kid. You change Ki-Adi-Mundi's birthday, might as well just change his too. Here's the thing. Darth Plagueis, the whole scheme with him and Palpatine was he was trying to manipulate the Force to create a being solely created by the Force, and he couldn't do it. And Anakin was born in a mockery. The Force was like, I won't do what you say, so I'll do this. And implanted Anakin into Shmi. Yeah, he was created by the Force. Plagueis couldn't manipulate the Force to create him. And with the witches, apparently they manipulated the Force themselves. They did what Plagueis couldn't do easily. It's at this point it's not even canon. It can't be. Yeah, we got Plagueis for some reason, and the split personalities with Osha and May. It just keeps happening. Osha's turned to the dark side now. She's an apprentice of Kamir, or maybe in love with him. Who knows? Osha and Kamir go to find May. They find May and Soul. Kamir finds Soul and starts fighting him. Osha finds May, and then they start fighting in a kind of a pathetic hand-to-hand combat scene. Eventually, Soul disarms Kamir. And then, May comes out of nowhere and disarms Soul. Asks for Kamir to let Soul go as long as he commits to his crimes. Basically, May just wants Soul to put himself in front of the council and the Senate and be like, I did this. Put me in jail. And then and then Osha comes out of nowhere and starts choking Soul to death because Soul admitted to killing their mother, who turned into a demon, so rightfully so, he killed her. But then Osha gets upset and starts force choking him. Quite literally just kills Soul right there, while bleeding the lightsaber crystal. Soul's lightsaber crystal bleeds it, which is turning the crystal red, if you didn't know. And then all three of them just run off. And then Osha and May have this weird little conversation and start breaking down, crying with each other. And then, for some reason, the only option is to leave May behind and erase her memory. So, Kamir just easily, no problem, erases her memory with the Force. And then Osha and Kamir run off, and May's there. The Jedi get her. They bring her back. And then we get the scene where Vernestra is like remove her restraints and leave us like Palpatine did. This whole show is just a mockery of George Lucas's Star Wars, of real Star Wars. It's a joke. But yeah, she brings her in. She's like, I don't remember anything, and being all weird. And then eventually, and then after that, Vernestra goes to the council and says it was all because of a fallen man or something like that, and blames the whole thing on Soul. Says that Soul fell from the Jedi. Soul turned into this evil guy and started killing all his people because he was jealous and heartbroken or something. And yeah, he was one fallen, broken man or something like that. And then they're all like, okay. She knows, because Kamir, we all gathered at this point, Kamir is her long-lost Padawan that fell to the dark side. She knows it's him. So instead of saying, it's this Sith Kamir that used to be my Padawan, she goes, oh, it's Soul, my friend. He did it all. And then she goes, the last scene, she opens the door, and right there's Grandmaster Yoda, and she's gonna tell Grandmaster Yoda, it doesn't matter what side of the story she tells him, Yoda would sense all this death. Yoda would sense what killed them. Yoda would sense that she's lying. Yoda would sense everything. Yoda would know that there is a Sith running around killing a bunch of Jedi, and that the Jedi didn't kill the Jedi, it was a Sith, it was a fallen Jedi, a Sith. And Yoda would know. But no, just bring him into the mix too, into this show, and here we are. Basically, this episode breaks so much lore, even more than episode 7 and 6, and all the other episodes, with confirming that Osha and May were manipulated by the witches through the Force. Darth Plagueis peering behind the corner, apparently getting the idea of manipulating the Force to create a Force-sensitive being, create a Force being, actually, by the twins, Osha and May. Bleeding the crystal, right there, no problem. Or Vader, it took, like, the longest time to do it. Apparently Osha can do it in 2 seconds. And then Vernestra blaming Soul, telling the High Council and blaming Soul and everything, when she very much knows, and a bunch of the other Jedi know too. Like, all of the Jedi that were with her have to have known that it wasn't Soul. And then goes and brings Yoda into the mix for Vernestra to tell him her side of the story, which he shouldn't believe anyway. Okay, it's not canon in my eyes. It can't be. It breaks the story in so many different ways that it can't be true. It can't be canon. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about episode 8. The next few days I'll do like a rundown and review on the entire Acolyte series, all the episodes together. But this is it for episode 8, because I can't talk about this anymore. So, see you guys in the next one, and may the Force be with you.